What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to do something pretty different. I want to predict what the critics are going to say on The Last of Us this Friday. So I want to predict the review scores, as well as predict, again, kind of the highlights. What is going to be the main talking points of The Last of Us Part 2 this Friday. Now, really quickly, before I jump in, I want to promote my second channel. And as we get closer to these games releasing, as these games do release, I double up the coverage. So I make a video a day on that channel. So if you guys like the stuff you're seeing here, definitely check out my second channel. Subscribe there would mean a lot to me. I'll be covering The Last of Us Part 2 over there as well. There'll obviously be different videos than the ones that I cover on Podcast Now. Again, if you guys want to check that out, it'll be in the description below. Now, okay, no matter where I stand, no matter what kind of video I make on The Last of Us Part 2, it always gets severely under the average like ratio of videos on the channel. I get that that's just how it is. It's kind of funny, kind of annoying at the same time, so I get it. If you guys don't know where I stand on The Last of Us Part 2, I talked about it in quite a few videos. I've tried to make quite a few videos on The Last of Us Part 2 over the last couple of weeks. Again, this is not a video to single anybody out. This is not a video to, put my feet in the sand and just say, like, this is absolutely where I'm going to stand. But again, I do want to predict this. So here's where we'll go with this. Let's do the review score first, because I think that'll be the easiest thing, and then we'll go over some of the talking points. I think this game is going to get in the 93 to 95 range. Okay, now this is Metacritic, so this is out of 100. This is out of 5 stars. This is 1 out of 10. Whatever scale these sites have, that is where I think it's going to land. I think it's going to land in kind of like the low 90s. Okay, low 90s, 9.2, 9.5, 92 to 95, somewhere in that range is where I think this game is going to land. I think what we're going to see a lot of is that it is, just this revolutionary thing. Okay, now again, here's the deal. I know there's people on one side that are like, I'm absolutely so excited for it. I can't wait to play this game. It's going to be amazing. And maybe going into Friday with the critics, by the way, expecting to hoping that the reviews back them up. Okay? On the other side, I think there's going to be people that obviously are on the negative side that say this game is going to suck, this game is going to push this, push that. Here's what I will say. No matter where you stand on the game, and I have been very clear before that I have respect, and I completely respect and understand both sides, okay? So if you hate this game, if you're not getting it because of the leaks, I understand. I'm not your enemy, okay? I know a lot of YouTubers have picked one side or the other and completely, just pushed away the other side. I'm not like that. I truly do understand both sides because, honestly, I feel like I'm part of them. I don't want the bad things that people have said in the leaks to be in this game. Now, I've seen people say that these leaks aren't true, that a lot of this stuff isn't going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, now I get some of them absolutely haven't happened. Actually, I've been saying that for a long time, that there were some leaks early on that just were not correct. Okay, we'll have to see how far. I guess it's the SJW stuff. We can say that out loud. We'll have to see how far that goes in this game. And ultimately, here's the biggest thing. Here is the biggest thing. Again, no matter where you stand, I respect if you hate it. I respect if you like it. We're not gonna get the opinions on how much it goes into the SJW stuff. We're not going to get that on Friday. We're going to get that it is one of the better looking games ever created, that it tells a deep and emotional story, that we've never seen anything like this before, that it, Neil Druckmann even said, like, it's not comfort food, right? It's like disturbing. It's going to make you feel something, and it's going to make you feel something that not a lot of games feel. And honestly, here's what I'll say. I think all of that's correct. I think on Friday, what's going to happen is the game's going to get high scores, okay? It's going to be a Game of the Year contender. It's going to get in the 90s. It's going to get in the 9s. I don't think many people are going to give the scores below that. I would be shocked, and I'm not saying it won't happen, but I would definitely be shocked if there's like 7s and 8s being thrown out with this game. I really don't think that. I think this game is going to get, again, in the 9s because of storytelling, because of surprises, because of its boldness to do things, because of, and again, like the gameplay and stuff, how big this game is, the fact that you can miss things, all the different, again, we've talked about it, the gameplay aspects of this game seem very, very cool. I'm a big fan. I don't think you can really argue, even if you're, with the leaks, that you hate this game because of it. I don't think you can argue, like, look at the state of play. The state of play was amazing, okay? The gameplay and the dynamicness and all the different things that can happen in this game and that will happen, and how brutal and like in I guess real, but like grounded real, but again, obviously like in a video game, you're not gonna be able to deny those things, okay? Even me, like if there is SJW stuff shoved down our throats in this game, we can go off about that as much as we want, but I don't really think they'll be arguing how good the game functions, like how you actually play the game, okay? The story could be terrible, certain characters could be terrible. We're not going to get into it, by the way. We're not going to get into the leaks in this video, but you know what I mean? That is, there's things that I think are debatable, and then there's things I think that are going to be very, very hard to disagree with. So, again, going back to what I said a few minutes ago, the biggest problem, the thing I want to warn people about, because here's what's going to happen, okay? There's the people that are, again, the ones that are super fans, the ones that are going to go into Friday and say, okay, these reviews are going to back me up and prove to all the haters that they're wrong, okay? That's not going to work. And there's going to be, and watch the internet, because I'm guaranteeing you, I don't guarantee, that much on this channel, but I'm guaranteeing you this happens. That is going to happen. People are going to use the reviews as a defense saying, see, none of this stuff is real. None of this stuff happens. It's a perfect game. Believe the journalists. But at the same time, look, one thing I will not apologize for on the channel, because again, I see both sides to this game, but one thing I am very much in tune with that I'm going to stick with, and this is just my personal opinion, is I don't trust gaming journalists all that much, okay? Now, obviously, yeah, on the channel, like, we look at gaming news, we talk about leaks, we talk about rumors, like, there's stuff like that, but their opinions on games, they're not the best gamers. They have their political ideology jump into their writing process quite often. You know what I mean? Basically what I'm saying is I'm not going to let the IGN review of The Last of Us Part 2 sway me in any way, okay? Because another thing you have to think of, look, I like Sony. I love Sony. I have a PlayStation 4. I've had a PlayStation 3. I had all of them. I'm getting a PS5 day one, or at least I hope to, as long as there's enough units. Okay, I'm a PlayStation guy. I have actually all the consoles. I play all kinds of games, but I'm primarily a PlayStation guy. I want to have good relations with Sony. Look, who doesn't want free things? Who doesn't want to, support them or whatever? Like, I would like to work with them in the future. Like, there's dreams that you have as a YouTuber, right? And there's dreams that you have just in general. So, like, I don't mean this in any disrespect, but the people that get these games, they obviously have a tie with Sony, okay? You have the major publications. You have people, even on, look around. There's, did you guys know who PlayStation trophies, like PS4 trophies, I think he changed it to PS5 trophies. He's a guy, Brian, right? He's got like 700,000 plus subscribers. He didn't get this game. He asked for it. He didn't get it. Sony basically has turned off communications with him. Colin Moriarty built Podcast Beyond with Greg Miller. The biggest, I think that turned me onto PlayStation. That got me into them. That got me into Kind of Funny. And then when Colin left, I kind of drifted away a little bit too. Colin, who now has the Sacred Symbols podcast, which is like the biggest PlayStation podcast out there, he doesn't get contacted by Sony. He doesn't get games. So basically what I'm saying is you can make the argument that there will be agendas going on. Okay, I think there's going to be a lot of defending going on in Friday. So I get it. Maybe this isn't necessarily what you guys thought you were going to be clicking on when you looked at the predictions, but I do think this is 1,000% of predictions. It's going to get high scores. It's going to get talk about how amazing of a game it is, okay? And you can just kind of fill in the talking points that you feel they're going to say. And at the same time, again, this is why it's so difficult, and this is why the likes and dislikes of these Last of Us videos are always all over. And it's not just me. It's anybody who makes a Last of Us Part 2 video. The likes and dislikes are all out of whack. It's because of the different sides. Again, I'm not going to disagree with, and I think that's a point I should make. When the reviews come out, I'm not saying I'm going to disagree with the things said in those reviews, because again, I think they're going to talk about it's bold, it's brutal, it's like chilling, like you hear people like gurgling blood and all this kind of, I mean, it's so like it is tense, it is emotional, all these different things, okay? Again, the game run, it looks amazing, the gameplay, it's so dynamic, and it's, all these things. I'm not going to disagree with those. I believe those things, but I think that there's going to become a war. There's going to be a war on Friday of people using it to defend why the game is a masterpiece and push away the people who don't like this game. Now, again, the biggest thing I say is I have no problem if you hate this game and if the leaks have turned you away. But at the same time, the answer to these questions, I saw a lot of people say this in the last, I think a lot of people are very smart. I really, really do. I think people that watch these videos are very smart. I saw it in the last video I made of The Last of Us Part 2 where they said, look, we're not going to get the answers to these moral dilemmas. We're not going to get that on Friday. They're not going to tell us, oh, yeah, there's a lot of SJW stuff. If you guys are anti it being shoved down your throat, stay away. We are never going to have that being said this Friday. It's not going to happen because the media, the gaming journalists, they're completely out there. They want that, firstly. They want that. Secondly, they're not going to say it, okay? They just absolutely won't. We may get hints. They may mention it a little bit. You may have people going against people and say, hey, that kind of stuff, social justice, it's in the game. If you guys don't like it, then you're evil people and we don't want you as part of the game. That is what you're going to get Friday. But the answer to our questions of, is it forced, is certain character, because I can't say it, I'm not going to spoil it. Are certain characters one-dimensional? Are there reasons for things happening in this game? We are not going to get those answers this Friday. That's the biggest prediction. The biggest prediction is what we're not going to get Friday. So I get it if this isn't what necessarily what you guys expected. I feel like I made this video kind of for everything. Talked about the review scores, talked about what we're going to get, and talked about what we're not going to get. Ultimately, it's what I've said. I have no problem with you skipping this game. I have no problem with you watching it. I think if you watch somebody play it, you're getting the same, you're still learning the story. Is it 1000% the same experience as somebody playing it? No, it's not. But it's not like you're like scamming it, or it's, you know what I mean? It's not like you're not a fan if you're watching online versus playing it, okay? So what I've been saying is I really think the answers to all these questions are going to be answered next Friday when we play it. When I get to play it, I will be able to answer it for myself, and I'll do the best I can to kind of, to talk to you guys about it and say, hey, I've played it. I read everything. I try to do all these optional dialogues, all this stuff. Here's what I think. Did they really go overboard? Or same thing. I mean, if you watch it online, it's the exact same thing. You can tell if it's a game for you or if it's not a game for you, or if they went too far or if they didn't, right? We're going to be able to answer those questions next Friday, June 19th. We're not going to be able to answer those questions this Friday. This Friday, we're going to get a super glossed over, super nice kind of response of this game. That's what we're going to get. Are people going to go and super dig into Naughty Dog this Friday? I really don't. Maybe some. There will be some, but I don't think it's going to be many, especially because it's a PlayStation exclusive. It's the biggest one, probably this console generation. It is Sony, and like I said, it is a PlayStation exclusive. They're picky. They're picky on who gets these things. I'm not saying that they like inflate reviews or like stuff like that, but like, and because I'm not saying like, oh, like God of War and like all these games get in the 9s because they specifically pick who reviews them. I mean, yeah, they kind of do, but I mean, they are just generally amazing games. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything against the quality of PlayStation exclusives. They're really good. I think they're the best of all of the 3 consoles. Again, that's just my opinion, but that's where we're at. So you can, I guess, argue that like the review scores are inflated because of who they pick to review them. But I think again, you can make that argument, but I'm more or less saying that you're going to see them be fair to an extent, but you're going to see them focusing on other things. The people that are afraid that the SJW stuff has taken over, and all the people against Neil Druckmann, all the people against this, all the people against that, you're not going to get your answers this Friday. And again, I'm not making this video to say that if you like the game, you're wrong. I'm not. And I think people will look on Friday and say, look, people are echoing what I've been saying. I love this game. The game looks amazing. Look at all these gaming journalists. They're saying the same thing. I've got no problem with that. I don't care which side you're on. I'm happy for you if you like this game. I think that's awesome. Why shouldn't you like a game? And why should you have somebody else tell you that you should hate it? Really, why? And you know what I mean? So that's where I stand on it. At the same time, it's the same thing. You have no right to tell somebody who hates it that they should love it. No reason. Because if they don't have the right to tell you, you don't have the right to tell them. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously everybody has the right, freedom of speech, but it's a complicated thing. It's really a complicated thing. It gets a lot of people in trouble. I get it. I get both sides of it. Friday is going to be really, really fun. Not to mention, obviously Thursday is the PS5 event, but Friday is going to be really, really fun to see these reviews and see how people take them, basically. Okay, so guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Are you guys excited for Friday? What are you expecting the review scores to be? What are you expecting them to talk about in these reviews? Let me know As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I'll be covering the PS5 reveal. I'll be covering The Last of Us reviews. Loads of videos Thursday throughout the weekend. It's going to be a lot of videos. Not all of them will get notifications. Make sure you have them on, but make sure also you're just checking the channel constantly throughout the day. I make 3, sometimes more videos a day, depending on how much news there is, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.